Hey, what's up? Collin Daniels here, singer, songwriter, guitarist. Thanks for tuning into my video blog. This is my video blog series called How to Make a Record in 2 Days. Part 7. Yeah. You know, it occurs to me at this point that it's probably taking longer to do the whole video blog series to tell you about how I made the record in 2 days than it actually took to make the record. And that doesn't seem right. It seems like there's something wrong with that. But anyway, so it's Saturday morning. We're actually up to the actual recording of the record. Did you ever think we'd get here? Yeah, me either. We're here. It's 11 a.m. It's Saturday. It's a beautiful day in New York City. I'm in Cobble Hill, Brooklyn, one of the nicest neighborhoods in Brooklyn. Neighborhoods? Did I just say neighborhoods? I think I said neighborhoods. I meant neighborhoods, which is where my co-producer and engineer Ian Love has his studio. He also lives next door, but you don't really need to know that. In fact, I may not have been supposed to tell you that. Man, I really ought to write these things out, seriously, before... Anyway, so, 11 a.m., I'm there. Scott Holcomb, master guitarist, is there. Vin Camiso, master drummer, is there as well. And we set up the drums, we set up the mics. I actually don't set up that much, really. Ian sets up a lot of stuff. Vin sets up the drums. I didn't really do anything. I just watched people move around. So we don't have the bass player, remember. But it actually wasn't a big deal for the people who were there because, you know, so we went through the songs, so we recorded the drums first, and we had to do a little bit of rehearsal because, oh yeah, I wasn't able to rehearse with anybody before. Just with everybody's schedules and everything, the people that I wanted to play on it just was not realistic to have all the, whatever it was, you know, 387 musicians, it wasn't that many, come together for one rehearsal. Because here's a little interesting fact. People in New York City are busy. They have a lot to do. So, but people had worked on, I'd given them rough recordings over email or whatever, and they had practiced at home as they were able. So people knew the songs, except for Matt, the bass player, because he didn't know he was playing bass until 2 in the morning. So we laid down the drum tracks, and I sang, and I played guitar, and Scott played his guitar, and we weren't recording vocals or guitar, we were just doing that so that Vin, the drummer, would be able to follow the song properly. So we did that. That was all done, but now we have no bass. So Ian turns to me, as he often does during these sessions, and says, "What's next?" And my plan, which was very carefully thought out and very good, it was I don't mind saying, it was a damn good plan for the weekend. It's shot. It's out the window. So I'm making it up as I go along, flying by the seat of my pants. It's rock and roll. That's what we do, man. You know, you get to the club, the amps don't work, you know, you do something, you know. You play acoustic, or you just, everybody gets drunk, whatever, you know, that's how it goes. So I decided that I would have Scott Holcomb play and record his lead guitar tracks for Hey Collin and for The Door. And so he was doing that. And is there another one? Make the Escape. Yes, Make the Escape. So he started to do that, and Matt Cascella, bless his wonderful musician soul, showed up at 2 o'clock after playing a show that didn't get over until 2 in the morning that day, and then driving 2 hours back into New York. And if you've never driven back into New York City after doing something tiring, it's like, I don't even know what it's like. It's like getting out of jail after 20 years and then just having 20 guys kick you in your body all over. It's not pleasant. So Matt, bless his soul, is there at 2 o'clock. And all he has to do is, you know, figure out how all the songs go, write bass parts, and record them perfectly. And then he can go. You know, not too hard. So, but it worked out. I mean, Matt is so, to be serious for a moment, Matt was amazing. Everybody was amazing, but Matt kind of got the above and beyond award for this weekend. So what he did was, I had rough recordings of the songs on my iPod. So while Scott was setting up his, and Ian was helping him set up his lead guitar, amplifier, all that, Matt listened to the songs on my iPod and borrowed my little spiral notebook and wrote out the chords just by listening. so that he could then write a bass part. And then he very quickly wrote bass parts and started playing them. And by the time he was ready to do that, Scott had done a few warm-up run-throughs of his lead work. And so he started laying down the lead guitar tracks. And as part of that, Ian was playing the other tracks that we recorded in the morning over the sound system. So the song was playing over the sound system in the lounge area, which is where Matt and I were right behind Ian at the master control board. And so Matt actually had his bass out, and he practiced the parts that he just wrote like 2 minutes ago while to the music on the sound system while Scott was in the studio recording his lead guitar parts. And when Scott was done, Ian turned to me and said, "What's next?" And I had a minor panic attack. I mean, compared to the last couple days, it was nothing. So after the guys went out and got me off the pavement, brought me back in, I said, "Matt, I know you just got here like 7 minutes ago, but are you ready to record these for posterity of all time, possibly?" And he said, "Yeah. Yeah, where do I go?" So Matt set up. Ian got the mics and everything, or the cables, or whatever they used. Again, I wasn't really paying attention. And Matt just played the parts he wrote, which were brilliant and fit the songs perfectly. And I'm not even sure he did a second take. He might have done a second take on 1 or 2 of the 3. But, yeah, I mean, he was done in like 20 minutes. It was incredible. So Matt was done. We had the bass done. We had a lot of lead guitar work done. Later that day, after this, I'm sure there was a lunch break in there somewhere. Mr. Lawrence Oakes, good friend of mine, incredible lead guitar player, was in a band with his wife Meredith called the Damn Lovelies. They're a country band. They're amazing. I asked him to play lap steel guitar on Hey Collin. So he showed up and he played his part that he'd rehearsed at home, and it was like amazing. I don't know. You can listen to the record if you want to, and you can make your own judgments. I'm not trying to sell you on anything. It's just hard for me. I can be humble about myself very easily. I'm very humble about how amazingly awesome I am. But the musicians I worked with and who contributed their talents to this record just blew me away. So it's hard not to go on and on about how great they are. All right. So that's where we'll wrap up part 7. Come back for part 8. You're so excited. So am I. I'm really getting into this. I feel like when we get to like part 25, I mean, this is just going to be like off the hook. Like so good, so entertaining, so worth it while you're sitting there at work. And you should be doing that report for your boss, and instead you're watching this. So, all right. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you at part 8.